Hello, lovely people. My name is Aaron Loston. It's a pleasure to come to you, and there's a lot going on, and I tend to wonder: are we really understanding the challenges we find ourselves, and do we understand what God wants to relay to us in order to amend our ways and reorder our steps, in order for this pandemic to pass, and then we realign our path to the right way He has destined for our lives? You see, God has already answered us in stopping this pandemic, but our attitudes are not helping to that effect. We are a people that have faith, but the substance of our faith, we do not understand it. We think when we pray to God, God must do everything for us and bring about the result we want. But that's not how God works. Anytime God gives a promise or we pray to God and God wants to answer, He expects our involvement. He expects our obedience. And that obedience, He can use so many people as either telling us directly or through authorities around us. Look, COVID-19 Israel is killing people. Don't joke with it. We are in a haste to return to our normal lifestyle, but we are not willing to take the precaution needed to stop this pandemic. Now, faith in God is not a license to disobey authorities or instructions, as long as your life purpose is not under threat. Again, faith in God is not a license to disobey instructions or authorities, as long as your life purpose is not under threat. The precautions to this pandemic is simple. Why are we refusing to go by them? Why are many people trying to disobey the simple instructions of wearing face masks? What is it that we want to see before we can believe that this pandemic is real? And yet these are the same people who say they have faith in God, but yet we are not willing to obey the simple instructions that has been put in place to reduce this pandemic or this spread of the virus. What are we after? Humanity, what are we after? Faith in God means the substance of our faith has to be knowledge based. You have prayed to God for something. You don't sit idle and expect that God will make it come to pass or will just do some magic and it will appear. No. The substance of our faith is that you have the right knowledge, you acquire the right knowledge, you acquire the right skills, you do have the right planning system in place, you put your hand to work. That is the substance of our faith. As you put your hand to the work and you apply the knowledge, you trust God in the process for effectiveness and efficiency. That is faith. Faith in God is trusting God to take a step of faith to do what is expected of you as a human being, and God's blessings will back your action for results manifestation. That is faith. Faith is not just telling God what you want and hoping that one day it will happen. No. That is religion. That is mystical way of relating with God. That is a magician way of doing things. God is not a magician. We have prayed that this pandemic should stop. God has answered us, but our attitudes are not helping to that effect. There are men of God making noise that you don't need to be afraid of the virus. Just go about your normal duties and you are good to go. Look, they are in their mansions. People bring what they need into their homes and they are good to go. You have to be on the street to make sure you get your daily food and life going. If these people are telling you that as a Christian, having faith or not going about the precautions means that you don't have faith, they are lying to you. They are lying to you. Faith is a weighty issue. The Christian life is a weighty issue. Your life is more precious than thinking that you can disobey authorities and have your way. Look, school children are resuming, and I'm afraid. Students are resuming to school, normal day lifestyle on campus, and I'm afraid because our level of understanding of this life and this pandemic is so shallow, and many will get it unconscious. I'm not prophesying doom, but our actions, that is my issue. Our actions are not helping issues. If we can change our attitude, everyone can put on their face masks. We are good to go. God has already answered us, my people. Our attitudes must conform to bring about the manifestation. Anything other than that, we are joking with our own lives. We are making mockery of this Christian faith. What we will tell the unbeliever who says that these Christians who have been praying to God that the pandemic should stop, yet it is spreading. What answers are we going to give these people? It is when we take our lives into our own hands and be responsible for our actions in line with God's will for our lives. That is when we can prove them wrong. But when our lives are in disobedience, our attitudes are in disobedience, they will continue to make mockery of our faith. I want to challenge you. Go out there, take the needed precautions, and make sure the person near you also does same. And if the government has made this compulsory, I believe the next thing is they should put a task force in place to arrest all those who not be on their putting on their face masks, so that our attitudes can reduce the spread of this pandemic for it to go and we can return back to our normal way of doing things in a polished and refined manner and in attitudes. God bless you for listening. And I pray our lives will be preserved in God as we obey all the precautions needed to safeguard our lives and our loved ones. God bless you.